This is Mr. Corcoran, Assistant Principal at Warren Harding High School, with an important presentation on the Capstone Project. What is the project? Well, first and foremost, it's a graduation requirement for all students starting with the class of 2023. So that means seniors do not need to do one, but 11th graders, 10th graders, 9th graders, they will all be required to have completed a capstone. And for those currently in the 11th grade, the best way would be to complete it in semester 2 of the 11th grade, which starts January 31st. The Capstone Project is a significant project that shows that a graduate has mastered some or all of the core values of Harding High School: partnership, responsibility, integrity, determination, and excellence. Students could show this through a creative work, such as an art portfolio or a music performance, or a research project, such as a presentation at the health fair. It should be at least 50 hours of work and include a formal proposal, a journal of the creative process, and a reflection. Here's the 4 steps and a brief overview of the 4 steps that a student will go through. They'll propose, prepare, present, and reflect. These will be broken down in the next few slides. So it starts with a proposal where a student is paired with an advisor for guidance and review. Some students can choose their own advisor, and students who are already in a pathway, such as music or early childhood education, their advisor will be their lead teacher in that pathway. The student communicates the focus of the project to their advisor, and the advisor gives some kind of approval. And then the student establishes a process or a goal for their project, like what will the final output be, and the advisor will help and provide some sort of guidance along the way. Throughout the work of preparation, the student does some research, maybe make some drafts, some revision. What this work looks like will be unique to the individual project. And throughout, there should be some check-ins, some conferences with the advisor. Throughout this process, students will be required to document their work and to record the hours spent on it. A minimum of 50 hours is required for the Capstone Project. There must be some kind of presentation. The work must be public in a way, but how that is going to be determined on the individual project. So, an art show for a collection of paintings or drawings, a musical performance for original songs. An original video could be showcased in the auditorium or on the website. A landscape design and planting could be just done out in the community, or a community cleanup is just presence out in the community. An early childhood education lesson could be performed at an early learning center or a daycare. A collection of poetry or creative writing could be published. A podcast could be recorded and clipped onto the school website. An internship could be performed at a local business. A unified sports event can be held in the gym or on the field, or a presentation could be done at the health fair. So these are just some examples. Students are really encouraged to create their own individual projects, but to find some way that their work could be shared with the community. What will the capstone do for you? Well, first, it'll get you a diploma. It's required to graduate. But it'll also give you a chance to grow as a person and highlight your talents. It's also a great opportunity to build your portfolio for college and connect with your friends and your community. It is an option to work with a team of students for your capstone project. All that has to be run through your advisor. The last part of the capstone is the reflection. So after the presentation is complete, students must write or record a short video explaining how they grew through the process and how the project demonstrated the core values of the school. For example, partnership. Did you work as a team? Maybe a producer, a vocalist, and a director created a music video together. Or responsibility. Maybe you worked to create a solution to a problem in the community. And integrity. Did you conduct research that's consistent with the academic and scientific standards? Determination. Did you create an original idea and persist through challenge? And excellence. Did you revise, rehearse, and practice to make a real polished final project? Now, some of you may see on your schedule for next semester a Capstone Class. So the Capstone Class is scheduled for 11th graders to assist in creating the Capstone Project, but not all 11th graders have the Capstone Class on their schedule. If you're scheduled for an advanced class in music, art, media tech, medical careers, early childhood ed, law, then you may not have the class. You would complete the Capstone Project in one of those advanced classes. You might not be able to fit the Capstone Class into your schedule. The class will also be a time for general academic support, SAT prep, Reading Plus, or whatever the student most needs support in. And the class, unlike the project, is not required for graduation. All right. Looking at your schedules for next semester, if you don't have the class, but you do want to add it to your schedule, then simply scan this QR code with your phone, go to the form and complete the form, and request for the Capstone class to be added to your schedule. I'm asking that you specify what class you would like to drop in replace of that Capstone class. Don't ask to drop English or math or science or social studies classes or any other graduation requirements in place of the Capstone class. And as I said, for some students who are taking a rigorous path of academics, maybe taking 2 maths or a double science, it may not be possible to get the Capstone class into your schedule, but you do have supports in the advanced classes you are already in to complete the Capstone project. So here's 4 pathways for students to create a Capstone project. And as I go through these, I want you to just sort of think of which one are you most likely to follow. The first pathway is those for students who are already in a current pathway. They're already in a level 2 or higher class, and they could work within that pathway to complete the capstone. Right? This is great for students in the visual performing arts, child development, law, business, or health. Another option is working after school with a community partner. There's the FAME Academy just started at Harding after school last week, and that will be going on. But there's other great community partners. Build On, Groundwork, Connect Us Academy have all done some recruitment for students to do some work after school. And these involve sometimes internships, sometimes paid internships, where students can earn money while they learn and while they complete their capstone. Another option, though, is the capstone class. When placed in the capstone class, all students will have the opportunity to develop their own idea, to work with the teacher of that class to help them, find a specific advisor. It doesn't necessarily need to be that capstone teacher, and to propose their own individual unique project. But for those students in the capstone class who don't come up with their own idea, who don't have, their own unique plan, their teachers in that capstone class will assist. So students who do not submit a proposal for an individual project by the 4th week of class will work with the assigned teacher on a project directed by that teacher. I want to say a little bit more about community partners because we have some great ones. They really can help you complete your capstone and get involved in the community. They often lead for students for experiences outside of school where they go on trips and they gain skills. They improve your college application portfolio, and you could potentially earn some money. One of those partners is Groundwork Bridgeport. Some of our students, or current students in Harding, have successfully gone through and worked with Groundwork, and it's been a really meaningful and engaging experience. So this program develops youth skills in leadership, community engagement, and placemaking with a focus on physical and social interventions that can revitalize a community. Groundwork will be held after school at Harding High School starting next week, from 2:30 to 5 o'clock, 2 days a week. So students will join either a Monday, Wednesday group or a Tuesday, Thursday group. It's an 8-week program. and students who complete the 8 weeks are awarded a $250 stipend. And they're also eligible for trips afterwards. Groundworks does an annual trip to a national park. The project that the students do for this is typically involves some kind of environmental development or beautification project in Bridgeport. And Harding itself is one of the examples of that. A team from Groundworks had students study the landscape in the front of Harding High School, develop some possible designs for a walkway. They presented those designs to a panel, which ultimately made some recommendations, and the students got together with professionals in landscape design and created a final design that was built, and that's that pathway that leads from the parking lot to the front of the building. And then students did the work to do some of the planting and planting the trees along that. So this is a great opportunity as well. Any students who are interested in this, it doesn't have to be just 11th graders, but anyone 9th through 12th grade can participate. And the benefits aren't just for the capstone, but they really are for a whole variety of reasons why a student could and should participate in this program. So if you're interested, scan this QR code and follow the link and fill out the form to participate. So if you have questions about the capstone, please refer them to your teacher, and your teachers will send me emails, and I'll be sending out follow-ups on the capstone as time goes on. So 11th graders, I hope to see you engaged and ready to complete the project this semester.